I always find myself coming back to Whiterun in the end. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something very comforting about it. There's something very homey about it. I don't know if it's just being the harbinger of the companions or what, but in the end, I always find myself drawn back to Whiterun. Now, Nord Hero Battle Axe, base damage is 62. If I improve that with my Gauntlets of Smithing, I think I can get that base damage, or that improved damage, above that of Wuthred. So let's try that out. Also, made a bow for Lucien. Oh.
Side of life. Be-dum, 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 be-dum. I think you're supposed to whistle there. I can't. Never got the knack.
It's okay. I see where you were going with it. It still works. But making a bow for Lucien, because he isn't using archery because he just doesn't have a bow. I hadn't considered that when I asked him to be an archer. That's my bad. Excuse me. Sorry, I know you're using it. I'll be off in a second, I promise. He's just gonna stand behind me. Really, really unhappy with me. And that's fair. Honestly, I can't blame him. Oh, okay. If I get another steel ingot, I can raise that damage to 70. Oh, never mind. Wuthred is already better. Wuthred is at 77. Or it's at 74. I can make it 77. Well, I tried. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt, Nord Hero Battle Axe, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. Smithing increased to 26. I do want to raise my various crafting skills at least a little bit. I do want to raise them at least a smidgen.
Yes?
Between alchemy, blacksmithing, and even enchanting.
Go ahead. Load me up.
Maybe it's just me. I know a lot of people think of enchanting as a school of magic. To me, it's just another type of smithing in a way. It's a magical form of smithing, but to me it's still ultimately a form of crafting.
And away we go.
Or at least that's how I've always thought about it. Can you train me in smithing?
It's an honorable craft. I'll show you what I can.
I mean, that's the thing. If you're going to learn from anyone, you might as well learn from Yorlin Greymane. 310 to level once. I'm going to just do it up to 30. It's going to cost me a bit, but I can afford it. If anything, this is what I've been saving my money for ultimately.
I'll take my leave then.
Is that going to level me? No, just before leveling up. Damn. Well, we raised our smithing a fair amount. I'm not going to pay for alchemy training, but we can always just try out some ingredients. I'm not going to eat every single one of them, but I'm going to eat at least a few, for better or for worse. As long as I don't keel over, I feel like we're doing this pretty successfully. And how high is my alchemy now? Almost 17. Not terrible. Although I always find that alchemy is just one of the slowest ones to level anyway. It also occurred to me that I should have done some jewelry crafting as well, because I do have plenty of silver, and I can't improve my silver armor anymore just yet. It's going to be a little while before I can. But in the meantime, we can craft some of this, because this will get me up at least a bit. I have 10 silver ingots. It's a little bit more than I need. I'm going to craft just enough to hit level 33. Boom. And now we can level up. Let's put it into stamina. And I do need to raise my speech as well. Or I need to wash up soon because my speech is down again. I always enjoy the crafting. I know it can be maybe a little bit more mundane, a little bit more tedious, but I always find it very relaxing. I always find it very therapeutic almost. Let me take a look at the different skills just so I know what tree I might want to go into initially. So right now we're going to start with armor padding. Can create linen and leather padding at a tanning rack. Their clothing or light armor function as body armor and can be enchanted at 25% strength. Which also means that we're going to pay a visit to Dragon's Reach and make use of their arcane enchanter. That's a public use, right? I'm allowed to use that. I can't imagine it is. I imagine just the average citizen of Whiterun going up and trying to use Farengar's enchanter, and they just throw them out. But hey, I made a connection with him. I got him a Dragonstone. I've earned the right to use the enchanter. So we're going to learn a few enchantments. Let's do the Apprentice Robe. Let's do the Circlet of Archery. Circlet of Conjuration. Frost Suppression. I'm going to keep my Bow of Arcing, because I want to keep that bow. It's the best bow I have right now. Holding onto the Necklace of Alchemy. I'm not really using one-handed, so we're just going to go ahead and break that down. Same for light armor. I'm not really using my one-handed weapons, so let's just learn that. Shroud of the Grey Fox. I like how right now it just looks like it's invisible, too. That's how sneaky it is. Keeping that, but we will get rid of the Vampire Fine Clothes. And boom, we just raised alchemy to almost 28. It's crazy how much faster it is for alchemy than it is for... Or for enchanting than it is for alchemy. Sorry. I don't know words. Now I just spent the entire day crafting, so let's head to the inn. I'd like to ask you something.
What would you like to know?
What brought you to Skyrim?
So many things. The culture, the architecture, but most of all, the enormous Dwemer presence here. The technology the dwarves possessed all those years ago is miles beyond us, even today. The chance to study it in person, I just couldn't resist.
You know, I've been here for a little while now, and I still haven't gone to a single dwarven ruin. I guess we'll have to explore them together. Where are you from?
Cyrodiil, though I suppose you could probably guess that. I grew up in the Imperial City, mostly with my nose in a book. My family own a small amount of property there, and they always encouraged me to pursue my interests. Namely, knowledge, in all its forms. I spent some time at the Arcane University, a couple of years at the archives of White Gold Tower, and I've studied at every academy in the city. But no amount of academic knowledge can compare to some practical experience. I'm done reading about the world. Now I want to see it.
Tell me about your family.
Oh, the Flaviuses are firmly rooted in the Imperial City. We've always had a strong sense of home. We're a tight-knit bunch, and we get on rather well most of the time.
Most of?
They worry, though. Particularly about me. Gave them quite a shock when I told them about this expedition.
So I guess you can say you're the most adventurous of your family, then. Tell me of your father.
Davidicus is his name. He's an academic like me, always up to his elbows in old scrolls. He does a lot of consultancy work for the Imperial government. Hunts down relics for them, that sort of thing.
An antiquarian?
I'd be lying if I said we always saw eye to eye, but I owe a lot to him, and he's very dear to me.
And your mother?
Captain Lyra of the Imperial Legion. She and I couldn't be more different, but she's always supported me in everything I've done. She fought against the Thalmor in the Great War.
Oh.
In fact, she was there for Lord Narafin's defeat at the Battle of the Red Ring.
I fought in the war.
She retired to marry my father and raise me. But despite her career, she never tried to force me onto the same path. By the time I was old enough to hold a book, it was clear I was going to follow my father into the academic world. And she was delighted for me. I write to her fairly regularly. My father too. And while she worries, I think she's proud of me for doing this. I hope so, anyway.
Do you have any siblings?
None. I was the proverbial apple of my parents' proverbial eyes. And yes, they spoiled me rotten. Sometimes I wonder what it would have been like to have had a brother or a sister. But then I wouldn't be quite who I am today. So I can't complain.
That's all I wanted to know for now.
Alright then. I've been meaning to ask you something. Got a moment?
Sure. What is it?
Look, I know I'm not very good at practical things. You know, combat. I rely on you to win our battles, and I shouldn't. So I suppose I was wondering, do you think you could train me?
Of course. We'll start as soon as we have the time.
Fantastic! Can't wait to get cracking.
I guess it's a good thing we're in Whiterun then, because we can just take him over to the training area for the companions. Is there anything else I can ask him for now, or no?
My brain is ready for picking.
Oh, okay, here we go. Can you ride?
Absolutely not. I've tried. Divines know I've tried, but I just can't get the knack. Every single horse I've ever tried to ride just throws me off. Or maybe I just fall off. The point is, I can't ride. Maybe one day I'll learn, but today is sadly not that day.
Is there anywhere in particular that you would like to see?
Now that you mention it, I suppose there is. Somewhere here in Skyrim, there's a Dwemer ruin called Doomsbethar. I came across a text referring to it in my last few months at the Arcane University. Dwemerus is a fiddly language, often the same words can have multiple meanings, but I'm fairly sure it translates loosely to bound ghosts.
Oh.
It piqued my curiosity. The use of soul gems in Dwemer automatons is well documented, but no one really knows much about their purpose or function. I thought perhaps this place of bound ghosts might be something to do with that, so I did some more research, but I just can't find the location. My father's looking into it for me while I'm here on my expedition. If he finds anything, he's going to let me know.
All I'm saying is a place called Doombathars already sounds ominous, and then you add ghosts into that, and man, that just sounds worse and worse.
I'll be right here.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get a room for the night. Wait, why am I getting a room for the night? What am I talking about? I have a room. I'm going back to the companions. I'm going back to your Vasker. I'm gonna sleep there. We'll sleep, we'll wait till morning, and then we can begin Lucien's training.
Good morning.
I think it's time to start your training.
You would? Now? All right then.
Oh god.
Where shall we start?
We're gonna teach you how to teleport around, like all these NPCs. Let me show you how to take a hit.
This sounds painful, but go on.
We learn by doing.
Oof. Oof. Is this really necessary?
I barely touched you.
What kind of weapon?
Shall we continue?
Already? I still haven't finished digesting our last lesson. Perhaps another time.
I did kind of work him a little rough, to be fair.
Aren't they slow? I can get in and out before you have
Bye
one
for
swing.
now.
Alright.
Let's
Hey,
test
Farkas.
that out sometime.
I'm, just training my new follower.
Ah, good to see you again.
How are you feeling?
Good to see you.
How do you feel now that, you don't have the beast blood anymore?
Be seeing you around.
It makes sense
Hello,
that there would be a
friend.
cooldown for training Lucien, otherwise you would just
You
make
might
him
do
way
well to learn
too
a smaller weapon.
powerful,
Value
way
style
too
of
soon.
it.
Tiny blades don't hurt enough.
Now, one
A
thing I
sword
kind of want to do is I know I have him in the elven armor, and I think the elven armor is going to be better,
all I need.
but I kind of want to put him in the Wayfarer's coat. I think the Wayfarer's coat would look better on him. I think the style would just look better for him. Honestly,
Hello,
with
friend.
being able to improve it, I might be able to make the Wayfarer's
Gilded
coat
green will
better
bloom
than
again.
the
More
elven
thanks to
stuff,
you.
but we're going to take a look real quick. We're going to see what I even need in order to make it. Sorry, Adrienne. Sorry. She doesn't even say anything. She just leaves. It's like, oh, alright. This guy. Wayfarer's coat, I can craft that with a base of 30 armor, and I think his elven armor is 39. So it's a little bit of a drop-off, but it's not even too terrible, honestly. Also, since I can craft it, let me try out the leather padding, since we have access to that now. Because what happens? Do I just wear the leather padding over my current armor? Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I just wear it in addition to what I'm already wearing. As under armor, just kind of as an under garment sort of thing. Let me see if I can improve the Wayfarer stuff for him. So I have my steel gauntlets of smithing equipped, so hopefully we can improve these a little bit more. Yeah, so the Wayfarer stuff, it still won't be as good as the rest of his stuff, as good as the Elven stuff, but I think it's just going to look much better for him. Also, I didn't realize I could already improve my silver armor even more. I only have 2 ingots because I spent the rest on jewelry, but we're just going to make do. So, I'll have to keep my eyes up for more silver ore and silver ingots then. See, I think that looks much more fitting. It'd be better if you could close your mouth, but
Let's get moving.
I think that looks much, much better for you. Eventually, I can make the cowl or the shawl for you, and then it'll look really, really good. You look good, Lucien. You look ready for adventure. Alright, did some inventory management. We are set to go. Lucien, you are maybe now a little bit better trained. You at least know how to take a few hits. So I like to think you'll be a little bit better in combat moving forward. Let's put it to the test. Let's find someone to give us work, and we can see how well you do now. Is there any work to be done?
There is always work for the companions, but there is a more personal task before me.
What troubles you?
Kodlak's final teaching. I think he was right about beast blood and Sovngarde. I wish to cleanse myself, that I might know glory in the afterlife.
I will help you cure yourself.
I would be honored for you to accompany me, Harbinger. You still bear ahead of the Glenmoral betrayers, yes? Then lead on, back to the tomb of Ysgramor. My soul is now prepared.
Lucien, I hope you're covering your mouth when you cough. I like to think it's that Lucien doesn't approve. He's like, oh, you want to cure your lycanthropy? Oh.
What do you need,
I don't
my
know
friend?
about that. Well, Lucien, maybe this won't be the most trial by fire moment for you. But we're going to do it. Let's go help Vilkas. And then we'll find another adventure for us to go out on. We'll find another adventure for you to show yourself and improve your worth on. But when we were helping Clavicus, Vile, and Barbas, Lucien was dropping to the ground every 2 seconds, so training him to take a hit is
Those green
probably
apples you sold me the
the
other day
best
were
first
delicious.
thing that I could have
Aren't they?
trained him for. Oh, Vilkas, look alive. Vilkas, look alive. It's your wolf. It's your spirit. Vilkas won't even look at it. Vilkas, come on. You gotta work for it, buddy.
Oh, no, you don't.
I can only help you
We
so
make
much.
quite a team, eh?
Yeah, sure. I did all the work, frankly.
Is it over?
Are you okay?
It's like waking up out of a dream. I can breathe more deeply now. I can't smell your heart beating the way I used to,
Ugh.
but my mind is clear. This is a great service you've done for me, Harbinger. I will not soon forget. Now, I'd like to spend some time communing with Ysgramor. My soul is clean now. Perhaps he'll still welcome me when my time comes. Until next time.
I like how him paying me 150 gold, I think is more than the companions pay for a lot of other work. So I just find that a little ironic. A personal favor, it's worth more than the jobs that put food on the table that keep the torches lit. The importance of wear. Oh, one-handed increased. I honestly didn't even recognize that book. I don't remember this one. Whoever was here did not have a great end. There's just a shattered skeleton here. Well, I shouldn't stick around. You never know who's watching. You never know what's going to happen.
And the braggart named Ragnar was boastful no more when his ugly red head rolled around on the floor.
I really like his singing voice, because his singing voice is almost like a deeper register or a deeper octave than his speaking voice. So there's a couple times where it almost sounds like the pitch isn't consistent for some of his lines, so it throws me off sometimes, but either way, it's really good voice acting. Either way, the voice acting is really, really well done. Ooh, I thought that was going to be a one hit. Well, 2 will have to do. And the other thing is, I have to give Lucien arrows, because he only had 2 arrows on him. And I always forget how each game does it. I know some games, they have it where followers have unlimited ammo, others not so much. So I'll need to give him arrows. Since I'm not really doing archery all that much myself, I'll probably just give him some of mine. We're just gonna make a nice, slow trip back home. Uh-oh. Lucien! I'm afraid of bears. Maybe not afraid, but oh god. Bears always worry me because they just kill you so quickly. They can just knock you down so easily. It doesn't matter what level you are, it doesn't matter how far into the game you are, bears can still pose much more of a threat than trolls and a lot of other creatures. But yeah, we'll just make a nice, slowish trip back to civilization. Probably discover a couple things on the way, I'm sure. Eventually we're going to end up back in Whiterun. But it might take a little time to get there. Mount Anthor discovered. Uh-oh, we got mages. You would think the mages would get a little cold.
Ow!
Like they're wearing robes. I guess they're wearing... Oh no, she's not even wearing gloves. Never mind. I'd be freezing. I'd be very, very cold in this situation. I'm about to die! Oh, don't you kill me. Don't you get me down now. Well, Lucien, you still, having some trouble there, aren't you? I guess I should probably give you a shield if you're going to be using your sword and shield. Oh. Did they just kill all these goats? I guess that's not that crazy for a bunch of conjurers and necromancers, but still. Mount Anthor. Oh, I have to be even closer, never mind. I never know how the proximity trigger is gonna work. You never entirely know how close you need to be for it. Anything that I want to take from here? Not really, it doesn't seem like it, no. Ooh, take the ring. Well, back on the road we go. Well, it's gonna be night soon. Might as well settle in. Might as well have a nice cup of ale, a hot meal, and we'll set off again in the morning.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
Those are all of my favorite things, all in one. How did you know?
Something I can get for you?
I'd like to rent a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Can I get another room for my friend? We sleep in separate rooms.
I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
I guess I can't really be too picky, though. I just want to talk about this amazing inn and how great the service is. The innkeeper is a kind, helpful host who is so effortless in his laziness that he didn't bother to read past this point. That's right, this inn is the worst. The literal worst, of course. Even if you can't get past the bad service, the garbage food, and the ghosts living downstairs. They're also bloody traitors. Not only do they rent to filthy elves, I spotted one of them hide something in a barrel out back. I'd grab it myself, but it's probably covered in some disgusting elven disease that would take 9 of the world's greatest alchemists and a human sacrifice to cure. If I weren't a wanted man, I'd burn down the barrel along with this sorry excuse for an inn. For now, this letter will have to do. Wow, alright. Someone's a little upset, someone's in a bad mood.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Wait, where did he go? I think I stayed here before and I already forgot where I'm supposed to sleep. It's not this room, is it? No. I don't get the fancy room, no. But for 10 gold a night, I guess I really can't be too picky, I can't be too choosy. Once again, wrong bed. And door number 3. That'll do it. Lucien, I'll give you 10 gold if you want a room for yourself, but there's not room for both of us in this bed, I'm sorry to say. That being said, let's see what is in this note. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get an elven disease from it. Or not in the note, rather, but in the barrel. Search the barrel behind the Nightgate Inn. Like, why did he think this one barrel was so suspicious? It could really just be anything. Undercover Guard's Journal. 4th era, year 201, 18th of Sun's Height. I've been asked to investigate rumors that one of the inns to the west is providing refuge for bandits. Several carriages traveling to Windhelm have gone missing as of late, and the captain feels it may be related to the Crimson Dirks. I have some business to finish in solitude, but it shouldn't take longer than a week. While the patrons at Nightgate Inn were uncooperative and brusque, I don't believe any of them are bandits. I've asked our informant to travel to the inn to confirm, but in the meantime I will continue monitoring their behavior. The Bosmer did not recognize the Nord, although I've... Vacillate? Never seen that word before. On whether I trust his opinion. I pointed out that it has been months since he has provided any actionable intel on his former cohorts. In response, he conveniently gave up the location of the Argonian bandit Pale Eyes, information I feel he has been holding onto for some time. For now, the Bosmer remains an asset, but any information he provides should be vetted thoroughly. Supposedly, the Argonian is camped on the shoreline west of Northwatch Keep. We can alert our Thalmor friends to take care of the matter. They won't like having a wanted criminal loitering so close to their stronghold. In the meantime, I will leave my documentation here in the event further surveillance is needed on the inn's patrons. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it there. That way no one knows that the jig is up. That way no one realizes that it has been uncovered and read. And that I'm going to take action on the intel, rather than one of them. Well, I see someone by that camp. I see 2 people by that camp. Are these the Thalmor that I read about? The Thalmor friends that I read about in the Guard's Journal? Look, I don't want any trouble.
Back off.
I don't want any trouble, but I'm here to investigate. Is that Pale Eyes behind you?
Back off!
Never
Alright,
should
Lucien,
have
we're
come
going.
here.
Lucien, we're going for it. I need your help. I need your defense. Oh, there we go. Lucien is chilling him out. Okay. Good job, Lucien. Now, we've been on the road for so long, they are probably ready for more training as it is. Like, you're probably ready to train again real soon. Pale Eyes' Journal. The water does not lie. Every morning I stare at my reflection and feel myself returning to the Hist. I also realize that's more of a Khajiit voice than an Argonian voice, so I apologize. When the smoke is thick, ours is to think back to the day I met Elhil for the first time, when Palladius tried to make warriors of the new recruits. With no coin for armor, I covered myself in pots and pans I found laying around the campfire, determined to not fall behind. But while the others laughed, the Bosmer thought me clever, and from that day on, the 2 of us were inseparable. Years later, on my hatch day, Elhil gave me my first set of armor. He had the orc forge one out of iron, in honor of the cast iron pot I wore on my head the first time we sparred. In return, I made the Bosmer an egg brother and vowed I would protect him as if he were my own kin. Thus, when El Heel confessed to what he had done, I did not tell a soul. I will protect my egg brother until the end. Oh, that's pretty good. Alright, I didn't know what the enchantment was going to be. Block 25% more with your shield. One-handed does 25% more damage. Carrying capacity increased by 35 points. Heavy armor skill by 17. Jeez. See, that would be a really good set to find early on. I feel like this just isn't really a set that you would most likely find early on in a playthrough. Are you ready to train again?
Sorry, I keep meaning to give you this, since this arrangement seems to be working out all right for us so far.
Oh, I forgot about... Wait, what is that? Resonant sphere? What is it?
Oh, it's a Dwemer resonance sphere. Just something my father gave to me before I left home for when I found myself someone to travel with. When activated, it resonates with its twin, which I'll always keep on my person. That way, if we're ever separated, all you have to do is give it a rub, and we'll be able to find each other, no matter how far apart we are. Handy, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
I thought he was going to pay me.
Hopefully we won't have to use it very often. I'll stick to you like, oh, I don't know, something sticky.
A sticker.
Yep. That's what I'll do.
Alright, sticker boy. Alright.
What do you need?
I thought he was going to pay me in gold, and I was going to feel bad, because I was going to say, you don't need to pay me in gold.
Excellent. I've been looking forward to this. What shall we work on this time?
Let's work on... Okay, so I can actually train him in heavy armor. I don't know, I don't see him as a heavy armor kind of guy. Maybe it's just me. Let's work on building up your stamina.
Oh dear. You're going to make me exercise, aren't you?
Oh, you know it.
1, 2, 3, 4...
5 more laps. I want 5 more before the day is done. Not bad.
Alright then.
Well, it's going to be a long trip back to Solitude, so if anything, that'll probably help build up your stamina a little bit more. Solitude? No, Whiterun. Sorry. I don't know where I'm going. We'll go to Solitude and take the carriage back from there to Whiterun. So technically I was still correct. Technically I was still saying the right thing. Just in a very roundabout way. But what else is new?